Okay, we are back. Back, ladies and gentlemen. Oops. Okay, let's try this one more time for tonight. I think we'll have to learn a bit more about the game and give it another go and see what the difference is between running this locally and in the browser. It looks like it will just pursue the chase. If you just click once, the character will keep running. I guess at least with the world as it stands when you're running around, we don't have the empty world problem, but it was funny with the AI characters in town where I guess every MMO that's either starting out with a small player base or eventually ends up with a small player base faces the same problem, right? Where there's the dead starting zone, the guild roster slowly stops logging on, more server merges start to happen. People are just standing around in town like NPCs anyway, so you know, is Song just testing out a bit here at home? Hey, what happens if I added a few agents, few AI players or NPCs to this game? How would that be different? How would they act? I don't think that's the mobs, I'm thinking more the players. Obviously he might want to be testing what the how these AI models can affect or work with the mobs, but I think it was the players. Other players and the NPCs. The actual funny thing I think as well is, can some of these players or NPCs, they don't have to be good characters, do they? See if I talk to this person what they'll say. Well met, traveler. I just kind of seem to be relaxing here while two demons wail on them. Doesn't look like I can enter the fight here. Interesting. Pretty crazy if this is an AI actually fighting people. But I'll never know. We will never know because the language barrier. I have to get translator working over the top here. Imagine if you could program certain AI agents to become like the red PKs and you don't know the difference. If you saw that same name again, would you still think they're a bad player or a good player? You ran past them in town. Or are they just a mob that's more intelligent now that's trying to kill you? They're not actually a player, even though they might look like one. Yeah. He's on the run for it. He is on the run. I've just got to click once and leave it now. Maybe that was the mistake. Me clicking multiple times upsets it. I guess that's also the interesting thing on test feedback, right? People provide you feedback and go, it doesn't work, and then you're like, actually, there's a problem with the player, maybe not the code. But then you also have to fix around that. Like this time we'll just let the character chase him. But I thought the bug that I'd picked up was that, yeah, the mobs don't always engage in combat. And they seem to just keep pathing away. Okay. Sweet. Find some more mobs to fight. Probably actually easier here to just fight mobs and die and go back to town, right? Died quickly. I haven't tried attacking other players yet. I wonder if that works. Right. It doesn't work. That's still crazy to me if that's AI. Hey, a scroll this time. What do we have here? Actually picked it up and put it in hand. A scroll of enchant weapon. Cane runes that hone your wield weapon's edge. So if we double click, the runes sink into your iron sword, owning its edge +1. Nice. It's pretty cool. Interesting. I guess it could just be part of the inherent character design, but you do start with armor, don't you? So the visual progression isn't there yet, but I'm assuming again this says D&D basis. That's the character model, and maybe you're meant to start out already as a full-fledged knight, not it's traditional. You start naked and you've got to gear up, or you've got plain clothing that you've got to gear up into. We're just slapping these guys, and where are we? We're on like the edge of the world here. Can we even traverse the sea? Gotta run around the edge. Wow, this is actually so big. This is huge. If this is the whole world, like, that is crazy. That's still crazy to me. That all of this procedurally generates in the browser is actually pretty crazy, right? Quite interesting. Everyone just keep running this way. Can I make it back to town? Settings is just the graphics, right? The background music. M again to find out where we are in comparison to the world. Yeah, the red dot, right? Get ourselves. We're south of OpenMMO. And across kind of northeast. Should be able to make it to the water to traverse. I wonder, can you cross the? Can you just straight cross the river? Run across. I was saying before, we need to try. I need to try and implement fishing. It's not in here. Fight the big orc this time. Can I? I wonder if I can drop an item on the ground and the NPCs will pick it up. Like there's quite the brigade here. Might have to go and visit these young gentlemen and have a Pokemon battle. Okay. Making it through quite a few here. What XP are we up to now? We're level 7. Ooh, gold this time. I haven't seen that before. Interesting. 24 silver, 19 copper. I guess we don't know how much we picked up, do we? The mobs seem more engaged on this side of the map at the moment. They do seem more engaged. I drop an item and Fox will pick it up. Let's see. Let me drop this on the ground. See what you're going to pick it up. Ale. Fox is not going to pick it up. Okay. Now we need to run a bit north. Greetings, young man. Okay, no battle to be had with Mr. Drug on the spot. Looks like we went past the town. Oh, we're still south of. Run a bit further up. Okay, we're back. Let's see if the AIs will get on board with this. Where'd Rika go? Where are you, madame? Have some wares to sell. Okay, sell. I do like the ability to quickly sell things. Thank you, sir. That's 1d8. Iron boots. Interesting that the boots are swords. Maybe a few icons, good sir. I like the idea of the scroll of return. Is this sword a one-hander or a two-hander? We go out on a limb here and try and buy a cap. What would happen? We so do equip such cap. Not a hat does it put on our head, but another sword in our paper doll. Gabe does look like a priest, but they're just another person. What does Carl? Rika wants to trade with me, that's interesting. Okay, open. That is pretty cool. That's pretty cool if she's programmed to walk up to people next to them and invite to trade and use the store. I can't remember that happening in an MMO. That's kind of cool. If the NPCs engage with you. I think it is anyway. Let's ask Carl a question. How far to the next town, Carl? I do not know the exact distance. Follow the main road east and keep the markers. It is a fair walk, not a stroll. Are there any horses nearby, Carl, that I could use? No horses in sight here. If you need one, ask at the stable. Stay on the road. It is a poor place to wander off and become a story. Could you put in a good word for me with the stables? Oh. My feeling is this yellow NPC, or maybe green is just me. I will mention your name if I see the stable master. No promises beyond that. Thanks, Carl, mate. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Carl. Good on ya. You're a good word. Hey, and then Rika gets in on the conversation. A fair word from Carl is more than 2 bags of copper, friend. And you there, Marco. Come have a look at my wares if you need anything. Yeah, this is cool. I do like this little bit of banter that the NPCs are having with people as they're dropping in, or you. Be interesting if you could somehow make quests happen with this. Some type of quest happen with that. That's quite cool. I like that. What do we got in this little hut over here? Up here. Like at the moment, the stream keeps ending. Might be the connection to internet. That's upsetting things. Hey, I can read, finally read YouTube chat. Hey, Charles. Hey, Luke, I was just trying out this little game here. Creator of Lineage 2 and ArcheAge, he created a chat GPT game, and we're just trying to learn that. Just trying to learn and see what's happening here. It's pretty, I'd say, very bare bones at the moment in the browser. But I just wanted to see, yeah, what he was able to create. I'm not sure how long he spent on it, more on the layout and the design, and whether he intends to add to the code base or not. But yeah, Luke, now I'm kind of interested in game design, eh? Like, I'm more interested in how the worlds are put together and how the rules sit, and how long it would take to sit with each bit and get it to work. I think I prefer this style of view for an MMO. Does it make it easier? This over the shoulder or this third person? I think this is still a good one. Maybe I'll try and learn off this, then are we combining efforts or what? I think what we could do is it's like one person work on one thing and then one person work on another thing. Like I could do crafting or something. I reckon you do crafting and PvE, and then you do PvP. but you make the PvP a bit simpler, where I'd probably just have PvP like the wilderness. I'd have a wilderness area, and then I just have the normal. But I would make you go into the wilderness for better gear and stuff, like RuneScape. I'm calling this guy here, he's known as the Demigorgon. Just give him a bit of a slap. How many people are real compared to AI? Hi, AB. I asked Jake in on Twitter if he wants any testing feedback. We'll have to see what he says, huh? This is quite the run for this young little fellow. Demigorgon Jim. There's little Timothy, the goblin. Hey, Timmy! Give you a slap, son. Give you a slap for your troubles, mate. There you go. Good on you, son. I think Luke will set our first challenge at fishing here. And then we'll see how we go. Hail, Mr. Water of the great Aqua lineage. If we keep grinding for the next few days, look, we can control the game's economy, right? I wonder who's actually going to try to explore all 32 kilometers of this procedurally generated world without a bloody mount or fast travel. Ugh. Maybe on Friday I'll run in one direction for half an hour. What do you reckon? See how far I make it. You go in the code base with Claude and you're like, hi, I'm just wondering, like, if I run 1 hour from the start of town, is there anything there before I do it? Imagine if you could just query game code all the time. That would be good and bad, right? Because someone would be like, query the game code, query the mob density to the drop, simulate this, and tell me like where the best place to grind is, and then no one would grind anywhere but there. People work it out by trial anyway, but imagine if you spawned into a game and it's like, is this AI generated? Maybe that's why there's auto attack. Is this, you know, these auto battlers? If AI controlled everything, the building of the game and how the game works, then you may as well just fucking set the thing to auto and move on with your life. But no, I think it's better for AI just to control the monsters. I do like the idea of if there's a player, like PKs. Imagine you go into the wildy and the AI can spawn a PK. I'd probably piss people off if they have a lot of good gear, but it'd be crazy if you couldn't tell the difference. Besides maybe the way the character moves, skills that they. Yeah, this guy doesn't want to go down. That's my main thing with the combat here, is just that the mobs aren't engaging in combat. I think that's like a major thing to fix first. Like the fact that you're just doing that, it's like, it's annoying. It's not there's no pleasure in chasing this guy and he's just, you know, not wanting to fight. Just feels a bit stupid. Depends what Jake wanted to do with this, you know. Maybe he was just like, hey, let's test. Like, spend a lot of his time on the AI working in here, and laid out a bit of a design, bit of a few markdown files. Said, go on then, put it in the browser, mate, and send it, lad. Full send. I think we will call it soon. Gotta go in. Back to can make it back to summary. Let's chat to Carl. What's in here? Just check this little building first. Any surprises? Secret dungeon? No? We're having a hard time getting in here, aren't we? Okay, so Carl, been a long day, mate. Need a beer. What's Carl got to say to this beer that we want? Rika, do you have any beer? Let's ask her. Rika wants to trade with me. No beer in my satchel, love, but I do have honest goods and a few sweet bargains. Come closer and I'll show you my wares. Alright, let's have a chat, Rika. Let's see what you got, love. You got a healing potion, at least. Look, I'll sell you these 3 goblin swords, love, and I'll buy a healing potion off you. What do you think? Let's buy a scroll of return for me run tomorrow, love. Thanks, appreciate that. Great doing business with you, love. Let's see what she says. Great doing business with you, love. And she actually knows what I sold her. She said a tiny little bonus for a tiny little stack of blades. I sold her 3 blades at a one-time mine favor. Said great doing business with you, love. Let's see what she says and then we'll wrap it up here. Okay? Okay. moment. Maybe she didn't know that I was speaking to her. So, you know, does the game feel alive? Maybe in between these three houses with Rika and Carl. A little bit of surprise for me, right? I think, you know, just some basics of the world are fleshed out here, but it's more of a tech demo, a GitHub browser demo, pre-alpha type, I'd say even pre-alpha type stuff here at the moment. But I think what's interesting that I haven't seen, although I might have seen AI generated chat, is the way the AI would actually engage in the chat and actually, especially just there at the end, the Rika knowing what I've sold to her actually and putting the chat around that. And although it's quite rudimentary, it does make the game feel a little bit alive, right? It is interesting still, more so from the philosophy standpoint, to see one of the industry titans, you know, having a bit of a hobby here and mucking around with the tech a bit. So I think more so than a new game to play, I think for us that aren't developers but like the MMO genre, it's probably more something where we can learn some basics in design, how things could be set up. I'm not saying the best design or the right way to design, but he has published the open GitHub. That's probably more for us to learn. Let's see. I'll be watching the updates that he makes. Maybe with a bit of luck, we'll see if how we'd actually go about implementing fishing. But if the choice was up to you, what would you add next? Would you work on the central idea around this AI, or just build out the next function in the game? I think for me, being the MMORPG player, I'm always still looking for that sense of progression. So when I jumped in and could fight mobs, I was like, well, how do I get my next set of gear? How do I do that? So I'd actually work on that a bit, but my guess is for Jake, the fun is the AI. You know, I haven't spoken to him, I can't speak for him, but it's probably, yeah, how far can I push? What can I learn? How can these things interact with players to make the game a little alive? And I think that ends up becoming the central question is, can AI agents or just AI make an MMO world feel more alive? It looks like maybe in parts they can, even just from this basic tech demo. So thank you everyone for out and checking out the start with us. I think we will try to learn about the code base and what we can potentially do, and maybe check it out again on Friday or the weekend. But for now, say thank you for stopping by. Right, have a good week and enjoy your gaming time. Thank you.